Hello friends, today we'll study petrochemical engineering lecture 2 that will be based on the various types of valuable products that we are using in our day-to-day life that is coming from the petrochemical engineering. Okay. Now we in the previous lecture we have seen the introduction part of the petrochemical engineering that you can see on the top of the iTab of the screen. Okay. Now for starting with the petrochemical engineering, in the first lecture or first video itself, we have seen the naphtha cracking process. In that naphtha cracking process, we get the various types of products. Okay, that is a methane, there is ethylene, propylene, butadiene, butenes, BTX, C3, C5, C plus 5 compounds, hydrogen and other gases. There is a fuel oil. All these are nothing but the product coming out from the naphtha cracking process. Okay. Now from these products we can make a number of products that are valuable and that are used widely in the our day-to-day life. Okay, so we can see here the conversion processes for selected petrochemicals. Okay, so we will get the very first product from that after naphtha cracking process is the polyethylenes. So generally they are called denoted by PE, and we can say here polyethylene has a major plastic and is obtained by polymerizing ethylene. Okay, so this has a various types of wide applications in our day-to-day life. Okay, so we can see that there are three main types of PE plastics are there. Okay, so that is a polyethylene plastics are the low density polyethylene, that is LDPE. There is a linear low density polyethylene, that is LLDPE, and there is a high density polyethylene that are made by this product. Okay, now they are classified according to their type of polymerization process. So that is the polyethylene. Now we can see here there are number of parameters or process parameters for producing this type of polymers. So here we can see the reactants are generally we need ethylene for producing a low density polyethylene. Okay, so the type of polymerization here you can see is the solution or a bulk tubular reactors are used. The process is taken in the liquid phase reaction. The catalyst used here is the hydrogen peroxide. The temperature there is maintained at around 200 to 240 degree Celsius. The pressure is around 3500 atmospheres. Okay, now we can see here high density polyethylenes are generally used. They are reacted in the stirred tank reactor. There is suspension is there, then a liquid phase reaction is carried out, and the catalyst used is the TiCl4. Okay, the temperature is generally low for producing high density polymers polyethylene. The temperature range is 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. Again the pressures are low, it is around 20 to 35 atmosphere. Again the third type of polymer, that is LLDP, linear low density polyethylenes are generally made from the reactant, that is ethylene and ibutenes, and the reactors are fluidized bed reactor. The vapor phase reaction is carried out. Again we can see the same reactor, the catalyst TiCl4 is used. The temperature range is 100 degrees Celsius, and pressure is around 7 to 20 atmosphere. Okay, so these are the basic requirement. So we can see from this table there are number of parameters required for this all the type of. So generally LDP requires ethylene, HDP require ethylene, but the linear low density polyethylenes are requiring ethylene as well as the butene. Again, these are the catalyst requirement for them and the process parameter, the temperature and pressures. Now you see in the next slide. Okay, so polyethylene is a polymer of ethylene molecules. Okay, this product is used to make variety of plastics. The polymerization of ethylene molecules into heavy molecular weight polyethylene is the reaction in which the chain macromolecules is produced by the combination of ethylene molecules. Generally, the monomers of ethylene are combined to form a polymers here. Okay, ethylene is highly reactive monomer that starts combining with the other molecules of ethylene in the presence of a catalyst, that is nothing but the Ziegler-Natta catalyst under certain pressure and the temperature. Okay, the reaction steps are generally in the three steps. They are initiation, propagation and the termination. Okay, so the radical molecule is formed in the presence of catalyst in the initiation step. Then the radical molecule then starts combining with the monomers repeatedly in the propagation stage, and which continuously indefinitely as long as the monomer molecules are available during the reaction until the quenched at the termination stage. So generally these type of reactions are carried out in the three-step initiation, then the propagation and the termination. So initiation started with the when the ethylene molecules come in contact with the catalyst, it form of free radicals and then it combines. So when the initiation started, when the free radicals are formed, they will try to get attached with the another molecule of ethylene, and likewise the propagation take place. And after the certain time, whatever the number of molecules are ethylene present, if they it ends, then the reaction stops. That is a termination step. Now we can see the properties of polymer. Okay, so whatever the polymers we are producing, the properties of that polymer may vary with the parameters, that is operating pressure and the temperature and the time of reactions required. Okay, so we can vary the properties. So that is the major thing. Again, the reaction is exothermic and is to control, there is a you have to control the exothermic nature of a reactions by various types of cooling systems. Okay, now there are three classes of polyethylene, that is LDPE, HDPE, LLDPE are produced in the different processes. LDPE is produced in a very high pressure process. HDPE, LDPE are obtained at a low pressure processes. So, so that is a major difference. Generally, LDPE is generally produced at the high temperature and pressure uh, processes, whereas the HDPE and LDPE are obtained moderately at the low pressure processes. Now we will see the first manufacturing process of LDPE, that is a low density polyethylene. So we can see here, this is nothing but the schematic diagram of or a flow diagram of a LDPE plant, where we can see there is a tubular reactor. Okay, there is a cooling tower, there is a water spray is there, high pressure separator is there, and from the bottom we are getting a polyethylene liquid. Now here to the tubular reactor we are generally feeding ethylene plus oxygen. Okay, so that is a simple schematic, or we can say the PFD, process flow diagram for polyethylene, or you can say low density polyethylene, LDPE. So what happens here, just see, in a tubular reactor pure liquid ethylene 99%, 99.9% is mixed with the hydrogen peroxide, are forced through the tubular reactor at a very high pressures, that is 3500 atmosphere, surrounded by the cooling medium to extract the heat of polymerization reaction. So there is a tubular reactor is required, which is having a cooling system around that, which can maintain the temperature of a exothermic reaction. Okay, now oxygen is used with the hydrogen peroxide as an initiator. Now we can see the reaction take place in a solution. The heat of reaction is given by as a 3650 kilojoules per kg. That much of heat, that much of energy is released. Okay, so this energy we have to maintain it by cooling system. Okay, the generalized equation we can see, generalized reaction is NC2H4, it is giving number of N2 C2H4s. Okay, now the temperature in the reactor is controlled by above 200 degrees Celsius to avoid the crystallization of a LDPE, which will otherwise damage the reactor tube. That means it will clog around that uh, tubular tubes into the reactor. Okay, the converger per pass is about 20%. Effluent from the reactor consisting of product and unconverted monomer is separated by high and the low pressure separator vessel. ethylene is recycled back to the reactor. The overall conversion is by recycling is about 95 to 97%. Finally, the molten LDP is withdrawn from the low pressure separator and extruded, following by the cooling and the peeling. Okay, so this is nothing but the typical type of a PFD where tubular reactor is there. Ethylene is fed with the H2O, it is hydrogen peroxide, again oxygen is added as an initiator. It will go around, it is preheated, we can see it is preheated, then it is go around to the tabular reactor, the reaction takes place, it is having a cooling system. The whole reactor is having, it is given a cooling system, jacket is provided so that to maintain the reaction temperature around 200 degree Celsius. Now after the reactions, whatever the product we are coming from the reactor, it is unconverted ethylene, the monomers, then the product, they are fed to the cooling tower where the temperature range is cooled, temperature of the reaction mass is cooled. Again it is fed to the high pressure separator where unreacted monomers will again recycle back to the process. Okay, again after that it is fed to the separator where from the bottom we get the liquid polyethylene. Okay, so if the process is proper with the recycle operation, we get a 95 to 97% of the conversion. That is we can, that is a conversion is achieved. Now we can see that as a tubular reactor, as tubular reactor are prone to plugging. That means if the crystals are forming there, it will plug, it will stop the movement of the reaction mass. And there is a, if there is a poor heat transfer is there, again there we have to so there are number of problems we are facing in the tubular reactor. Okay, the stir tank reactor is also used for these type of reactors reactions. Okay, now we can see high speed agitation helps to the, why we are using a stir tank, because high speed agitation helps in a good heat transfer. If agitator stop, the temperature will rise such an extent that explosion may take place. Again it is having some disadvantages, so we can optimize the process. Now we can see the LDP is used for generally making a film, sheet, tubes, blocks, insulation, hoses. That are the uses of LDPE. Again we can see that it cannot be used for high temperature uh, processes. Okay, high temperature duties, because it will get deformed. Again it has an excellent dielectric property, good elasticity. Okay, and it is anti-corrosive in nature. Again it is soft and waxy and used to make of films. Okay, that is the use of LDP, that is the very first product from petrochemical industry. Now we can see here next product is the high density polyethylene. Okay, now this type of polymers are generally made at a low temperature and the pressures. Again here the generally the TiCl4 or we can say Ziegler Natta catalysts are generally used. Okay, now we can see here it requires a less temperature and pressure. Now we can see HDPE is manufactured by suspension polymerization method. In this method, high purity ethylene is introduced into the reactor in which catalyst beds are there. Okay, it is suspended in the benzene at a pressure of 20 to 35 atmosphere at a temperature of 60 degrees to 80 degrees Celsius. Okay, now that is the simple reactor uh, system. Okay, now we can see the ratio of alkyl aluminum and titanium chloride determine the size of a polymer. Okay, now in the greater the ratio, greater the molecular weight. Okay, so here we can see that if we increase the, if we change the ratio of the catalyst, that is the alkyl aluminum or the titanium chloride, they will vary with the molecular weight, that is whatever the polymer we are getting, it will vary the molecular weight of that polymer. Okay, so after the reaction the polymer mixture is separated from ethylene and inert is in a flash drum. The polymer is water washed, filtered to recover the catalyst and reused. So that is a different simple type of a flow diagram. Okay, now we can see here Ziegler Natta catalyst with the ethylene is fed to that stir tank. Okay, now here from the bottom of the tank we are getting, so it is a solvent where benzene we are adding into that. Okay, so what happens here, it is meant the temperature is around 80 to 70 degrees Celsius, 20 to 23 atmosphere pressure is maintained here, and it is ethylene is introduced into that reactor. After that reaction, we get the reaction mass. It is again processed further so that we can separate out the unwanted or unreacted ethylene and the product from the process. Okay, so that is a simple process flow diagram for HDP. Now we can see here the main concern is here is to recover the catalyst because it is costly one, so that we have to recover it. Okay, so we can see here recovery of catalyst from the polymer is not complete. Okay, catalyst consumption is about 1 gram of titanium per 150 1500 kg of a polymer. Okay, so this is due to the high residual presence of a catalyst within the polymer. Okay, the presence of these impurities limits the HDP applications. So there will be some small amount of residual of catalyst may be present in the polymer, and it will cause a it will deteriorate its the properties. Okay, that's why we have to recover the catalyst whatever we are getting. Now we can see here the modern catalyst has been developed. Okay, that can yield a 66,000 kg of polymer per gram of a TI, where contamination of TI metal is in the polymer is very small, that is in the part per million. Again, the flow diagram of HDP plant is shown that we have seen HDP has a rigid translucent property and suitable for making electrical goods, bottle, ropes. That are the application of HDP. Again, we can see the main economic advantages of HDP is that it can be manufactured at very low pressure. Okay, as compared with the LDP. HDP has a higher melting point, melting temperature than the LDP, and almost the same class transition temperature. Okay, so that is the advantage of HDP and it is its application. Now we can go for the next type of the polymer that we are getting from the is called as the linear low density polyethylene. Now what is the difference here? Here we are adding the two types of reactants. Okay, now we can see here LLDP, that is a linear low density polyethylene, is the copolymer of ethylene and as well as the 1 butene having a linear structure. Okay, so it is a simple polyethylene or polymer which has ethylene as well as 1 butene molecule into that. Two types of monomers are there. That is one of the monomer is copolymer and has a linear structure. Okay, it is produced by low pressure fluidized bed process where the temperature is around 100 degrees Celsius and at pressure is maintained at about 7 to 20 atmosphere respectively. Okay, the gaseous monomers are used to fluidize the polymer granules previously prepared. During the polymerization, additional polymers are produced and of specific size depending on the seed polymer present. Okay, unreacted monomers are separated from the effluent and recycled to the reactor. Residence time is 3 to 5 hours. Okay, so HDP is also produced from the similar method. Okay, so that is a simple fluidized bed reactor where we can add a catalyst into that and we have to maintain the temperature around 100 degrees Celsius and the pressure is 7 to 20 atmospheric pressure is required. Again, we can see whatever the reaction mixture is there, it is again fed to the separator where we can separate out the monomers and the required required product. Okay, so that is the simple the simple manufacturing method of a LLDPE. Now we can see here next type of product that we are getting from that uh, naphtha cracking process is the propylene. Okay, now from that propylene we can get uh, okay, so there are number of polymers that are used. That is the next type of important polymer is the propylene. Okay, so after PE, that is polyethylene, polypropylene is a valuable polymer and is used in the plastic for making pipes, ropes, fibers, etc. Okay, it is manufactured by catalytic reaction in the stir tank reactor where titanium and aluminum halides are used as a catalyst at a temperature of 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. Pressure is 1 to 2 megapascals. Okay, unreacted molecule monomers is recycled and after it is separated from the catalyst. The polymer mixture is again fed to the flash chamber under vigorous stirring condition. The mixture of polymer and the catalyst is then passed to the centrifugal where catalyst and polypropylene is recovered. Further processing of spent catalyst is presence in the alcohol is carried out to recover the active component and catalyst for its reuse. Okay. So here generally for propylene production the temperature ranges are 6 to 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. Here generally stir tank reactors are used and after the process we have to recycle the monomer again we have to after that again we require a unit operation where we can separate out the catalyst from the product that is propylene. Okay, so that is a simple uh, PFD, that is a process flow diagram for polypropylene. Okay, where catalyst, solvent and the propylene are fed to the stir tank series of stir tank reactor. It may be two or it may be three. Now after the reaction it is fed to the flash separator where we can separate out the monomers, and after the separating of the monomers the product stream is fed to the centrifuge where we can separate out the catalyst. So that is a simple PFD for the polypropylenes. Okay, now we can see the next type of product from that naphtha cracking process is we are getting is the polyethylene terephthalate. Okay, it is also known as a polyester. They are generally used in the textile industries or clothing industries. Okay, now how it is produced? It is produced by esterification reaction between ethylene glycol and the terephthalic acid. This is a two-stage polymerization process. In the first stage, the monomer ester is produced, and the second stage polymerization take place. Okay, so here simple reactions are there. So there are two-stage method where we can produce a polyester. Okay, the first stage reaction. Okay, what happens? The monomer ester is produced, and the second stage polymerization take place. So here generally we can see here two stage reactions are there. First we are producing esters, then ester monomers are produced, and the second stage the polymerization takes place, and from where we can get the PET, or it's also called as a polyesters. Okay, it is also transesterification reactors are generally used. Now there are a number of products that is also called as that is a, from petrochemical industries and had a wide range of applications. Okay, so the next product is called as the terephthalic acid. Okay, this is the where it is used. This is the one of the raw material used in the production of PET as I described in the previous section. Okay, terephthalic acid manufacturing plant is described that we will see in the PFD. So what happens here in this process? P-xylene is used as a feed which is oxidized in the presence of cobalt sulfate catalyst supplied as a solution of acetic acid to the reactor where air or a pure oxygen is blown through the sparger. The product mixture is then passed to the vapor liquid separator. Liquid containing from containing terephthalic acid and catalytic cell is separated down in the centrifugal separator. After drying, dry methyl terephthalate ester is drawn as a final product which can be converted into acid to form the presence of water in a PET plant. Terephthalic acid either in the form of DMT or terephthalic acid in the absence of water, and acetic is also known as a purified terephthalic acid. Okay, so the reaction mixture varies in with the source of oxygen. Okay, then usually air is used as the cheapest source of oxygen and temperature ranges are 200 degrees Celsius and offered again the pressures are 2 to 3 megapascal. Okay, so these are the simple techniques that are used for these are the various types of products that are used that we get from the naphtha cracking process. Okay, so what happens here, just see what I want to say is that These are the number of products we are getting from the poly petrochemical industries that are very useful for various types of applications. Okay, from the application we can say they can be used for making a bottles, films, which are used, they are also used in the textile industry. We can make a fiber out of it, and there are they have a large applications in our day-to-day life. That's why, so that is the importance of a that is a petrochemical industry in our life. Okay, so we will stop here. That is a